Sorry, I was gonna pick up this leaf or kick it out of the way. It's a gigantic poison ivy leaf, so there will be no picking because if anybody saw the last video, I've got it everywhere. It's actually about done. Big shout out. Get off of my road. Get off of my road. Here's kind of wonky today. Big shout out to Amanda, and Amanda's Mercantile, who makes homemade salves and stuff like that. This is the plantain salve, I believe. It smells good. Anyway, you can see it's very much drying up. I have it all over here, all across my stomach. And it was from we did lawn mowing about almost 2 weeks ago, and when you hit that with the lawnmower, it like shatters type of thing. Little teeny tiny pieces, liquefies, and basically, especially if you're sweaty, which I was very sweaty that day, everywhere. Corners of like right here, the corners of my arms, and awesome fun. Yeah, I was wearing a long sleeve shirt too. So this morning, I think my alarm went off at 6:30, and something in the field. It looks a lot like a cat. I wasn't sure if it looked like one of my cats, though. I think it is. I don't think you can see it. 6:30, woke up and checked the temperature. Like now, Apple had an update, and it says now, like when you look at your phone first thing in the morning, it says, good morning, it is 77 degrees outside. So 6:30 this morning, it was 77 degrees. And I knew, I had a book that I really was like a chapter away. I really wanted to finish. But I knew that if I didn't get up and do my walk in the morning, that I would thoroughly regret it. Because last night, when I did the video, I think it was 8:30 or 9, and it was, I think 88 degrees when I pulled in the driveway. So disgusting. I'm actually quite used to the 4th of July being hotter than Hades. And the reason is Iowa, people. Everybody in Tennessee will complain about the humidity, although it's humid today. I can feel it. They will complain about the humidity and they will just absolutely freak out. This is my favorite spot. Got a little breeze blowing through here. Freak out. Oh my gosh, the humidity's killing us. We're all gonna die. Yeah, no, this is not bad. In Iowa, the state of Iowa actually makes their own humidity. True story. Go look it up. Corn plants suck it up from the base, and corn is a grass, so it evaporates during the day. We make our own humidity. Fun times. When I was a kid, I was in softball for many, many, many years, and you always played on the 4th of July. Everybody in town. It wasn't the YMCA that did it. I think it is now. But each town had their own ball league, and we would play. It was one of the games, and everybody in town would play that day, and pretty much all of the ball teams. That way, they would have like everybody knew on July 4th that was our home game, and then like the next town over had Kelowna days. And we would always do, like then they would all be home that day, if that makes sense. So, I mean, we would go to the parade. Right now, I think, I checked before I started, 7:45. So, the little kiddie parade in our town starts at 9. And then the main parade starts at 10. Best parade ever. This town that we live in now, the parade is a joke. And I don't mean it's just not as good or I'm crabby, because no, it's a joke. It's an actual joke. We've been a couple times, and I think the one year there was 5. I mean, our town's fairly big. The town that I came from is less than 2,000, maybe about 2,500 people now. This town has over 11,000 people, and that was when we checked when we were on our way here 10 years ago. I'm sure there's more now. Lots of people. So that many people, and you're going to tell me that you can't muster together more than 5. And I think 3 or 4 of them were, like I counted the horses were a group. So there was a group of horsemen, horsewomen, horse people. There was the local, like, county queens. They were riding, and I think there might have been a couple politicians, because, you know, that's all they do. But nothing compared in our town where we come from. Everybody, and I mean people who own their own trucking companies take their trucks, and people who are farmers will take tractors and that sort of thing. Here they threw a fit about people throwing candy, and so I think they won't let them throw candy anymore because it dirties the street. And then they won't, what was the other one? Candy, and then I think horses. I wonder if they didn't have a fit about the horses and horse poop on the street. I was like, come on, guys. They only said 2 days ago, the local chamber, 2 days ago. Today is July 4th. 2 days ago, the local chamber said, oh, I'm sorry, but we won't be able to have our annual fireworks this year because we don't have enough money. And, well, I'm not sure if it's because we don't have enough money. I think in there, I know it said, we're going to put our money to better use serving the community. And we're like, what the hell? What is wrong with you? And then back home, actually, my mom, I talked to her last night, and she said that the local, so where I come from, the fire departments do it. She said the fire department put out a notice that said that if it rains, because where I come from, July 4th is one of 2 days. It's scorching hot, and I mean scorching, or it's pouring ass rain. Some days you get both. Some years you get both. And so they're talking about maybe pop-up showers today up there. And the fire station put out a notice that said that, well, if we can't do it on the 4th as planned, we have something we can't do it on Friday. And so we just won't have them this year. Excuse me? You have like a fireworks that I'm going to guess is $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 worth of fireworks. And you couldn't pick a rain day? I don't know. Today's Thursday. So you couldn't do it Thursday. You can't do it Friday. What about Saturday? Sunday? Next Saturday. Next Friday. Pick a date, people. I don't know if it's laziness. I'm like, man, we're just not doing it this year. Or if it's just, I don't give a damn. Like, seriously. You're okay with wasting all of that money just because? Why? I'm really not sure that they're going to be so good next year if you try and save them. Anyway, my little pissiness for the day. Otherwise, praise Jesus, there's a good stiff breeze. You can hear it in the... So I can stop for a second and see. Yay! So it's not awful. I knew it was going to be if I waited. So that's what I'm making better choices. Because if I had put it off this morning and done the inside workout, which I kind of usually do in the morning, if I had done that, then I definitely, actually, let me go back this way. Then I definitely later would have been way more apt to be like, yeah, I'm not doing this. It's too hot. It's supposed to be a high of 95 today, I believe. And I really, really don't want to do that. So, things I've learned so far. His name is Chupacabra. I have learned that everybody, starting when they're little and increasing in time, everybody should set a timer every single day to do something. And yes, I think it should be at least go for a walk or some sort of exercise. But it needs to be timed. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. But if you do it enough when you're younger, one of the things it's teaching me is a little bit more of not time management, but time awareness. Because 45 minutes, of course, when you're reading a book, seems like it goes by in a second. 45 minutes when you're out here walking, when it's, 88 degrees last night, it seems like it drags on forever. But to get that awareness of what actually, set a timer for 15 minutes and then do whatever you were going to do. And then see actually how much you get done in 15 minutes. That's one thing that Joel Salatin is really, really good at. Obviously, he's been doing it for years and years. And he knows, picking a bed of carrots should take X amount of time. I use that as an example. People are going to yell at me. No, he doesn't really farm vegetables. But moving the cows should take somebody half an hour. And if you have somebody out there for 3 hours, and we're like, what is the deal? Either he is not, either the human is not moving the animals in a timely manner, or they're doing it wrong, or something's, that breeze is lovely. Again, right through here, won't be that way too much longer, maybe another year or so, because they're not getting water access, but there's going to be houses over there. We will be gone, praise Jesus. Still considering moving, but we'll probably just move over to our new place. That way you can know, and that is something I'm horrible at. I can say, oh yeah, and I've been horrible at it for years, and I'm sure, I don't know if it came from my dad. I'm trying to think if he used to do that, but it's one of those like, it will take 15 minutes to do this, and then 3 hours later, we're all like, well, it's not done yet. And then, of course, in my mind, I think, well, we're not doing it right, or we're not doing it fast enough. When in reality, I just have unreal expectations about how long things take. I am horrible at that. Even last night, when I was finishing work, and I only had 4 pieces to do, it's not that much sewing. They were stupid simple. And so I kept thinking in my head, yeah, I can get all this done. Like half an hour, I'll get it done. Because I was the last one at work. And I kind of feel like sometimes they go out to eat. I know they will definitely tell me if they need me to leave. But I was thinking in my head, it should be 30 minutes. And then I got a couple of them done. I'm like, yeah, so 15 more minutes, like I'm done. And then I realized it had been an hour. And I was like, shit. So that is something I think everybody should kind of do, along with yesterday's first video about thinking on something important. What did you think on? What did you think about the state of the world? Can we, even if we quote choose a president, is that going to help much? A little bit. Think on something else. Think on the chicken that you buy from the store. There's some great documentaries that it would be wonderful on a day like today to when we're all thinking about our freedom, thinking about our quote freedom and what it means. Think about food freedom. Think about in the state of Michigan right now, which I have no idea where Michigan just lost its mind, because it's supposed to be kind of part of the Midwest type of thing, and they lost it. I don't know if they've got people that are from Canada that now are Americans that are messing up the whole system, or if New York kind of snuck over. I don't know what's going on up there, but it's been that way for 5 or 10 years, and it started with where I first heard about it with Mark Baker. Go check that one out on YouTube. Look at his whole story, and about how the Department of Ag decided that they were going to basically put him out of business and take all of his livelihood, which was his pigs, and destroy them all. I mean, that was their mission. He finally won in court, but it's another one of those, that takes thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know if you can see my airplane. No. I tried. It's just over that tree. There it is. Little airplane flying around. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to fight the state of Michigan, who were completely in the wrong. They went after this guy, and instead of saying, hey, yeah, we screwed up, your pigs are your pigs and they're not feral hogs and you got your shit together, they dig in deeper and they dig in deeper. And they basically then, at that point in time, made a decision that we are out to destroy this man and his livelihood. And they were going to do that at all costs. Because one thing that side is very good at, and it's A, not admitting when they're wrong, and B, digging in deeper, because they have the government to be able to pay for, their side of the lawsuit. They don't care. It's not their money. Then, what is it now? Now it is, I think that's where the two girls are from. There's two young ladies that own a dairy. And again, the Department of Ag in Michigan is going after them and after them and after them, when it's a contract between the ladies and their customers, and not in the respects of just any customers. I believe they're all herd share owners. It's a co-op. They have herd shares up there. And again, think on this: why in God's green earth is the government thinking that it's okay to smoke cigarettes as long as you're 21? You can buy cigarettes, you can buy alcohol. I can't buy raw milk. It's milk. But it's milk. And honestly, between us ladies, if your mother did what was natural, y'all have had raw milk before. I'm gonna leave that one there. Again, just a great idea to think of. This is morning thinkings. Think about it. And then think to the other side. Flip it and think, well, what on earth would happen? Here's an idea. Hear me out. What happens if the side of the people who think everybody should get the shot, or who think nobody should be allowed raw milk, or nobody should eat red meat because it's awful? What about those people? Just let everybody else to their own devices. If you think that those people that didn't get the shot just shouldn't be allowed into the hospital, shouldn't be able, then let them, and just say, hey, you didn't get that, you're gonna die an ugly death, have at it. Because they know, especially now, that what they did wasn't in the best interest of their body. And now we don't look so stupid. What happens if you think raw milk makes everybody sick and they're going to get sick and die? Well, then the problem will sort itself out, won't it? So, they don't think that way. They just want to either be in control, or they want everybody to be like themselves. It's weird because they kind of want everybody to be like themselves, but then on the flip side of that, they keep doing more and more outlandish things so that they're not like anybody else. It's odd, but there's some great documentaries. If you need references, I know Food Inc. I just rewatched that one the other day. That's a great starter one. If you go online and look, my breeze hallway. If you go on YouTube and look, there was another one. Look up chicken, CAFOs and Tyson chicken, and how those animals. There was one I watched, and I think I know it was in the South. I don't know if it's Arkansas, Louisiana, somewhere down in there, I think. And these kids at this elementary school were getting sick, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. And then they have, there's fields like all around the elementary school where they spread the chicken crap from the chicken barns and just spread it all over. But they do it not responsibly on the ground. There's big clouds of dust. I was told by our optometrist that we were not allowed to let our little munchkins into the chicken coop to clean it until they were a little bit older, and then we had to be careful. And he even suggested wearing eye protection because he said there is something in chicken litter that if you get it in your eyes can affect your eyesight. And he said it's horrible, and just be aware, because most people are not even aware of stuff like that. I know that they said like pregnant mothers shouldn't scoop cat litter. That wasn't another one. I got a bird yelling at me. Do a little deep diving on the wonderful 4th of July instead of just drinking all that good old Bud Light. Maybe put your brains to some good use this weekend and figure out, just pick something and kind of dig in a little bit and realize that maybe the people who want things like raw milk, maybe they're not doing it because they want to spit in your face. Maybe they're just doing it because they feel like that's what's best for their family. Why isn't that okay? Why are we supposed to leave people alone who choose to, be different genders or whatever they choose, and you're like, nope, you're not allowed to talk to me about this. Okay, well then why do you have a say in if I want to buy raw milk? Why do you have a say if I want to buy raw butter or raw cheese? There are many, many of us in this world who our guts are not liking store-bought milk. Can't even drink it. Cannot. It's ugly. So I don't. So I buy almond milk, which is okay, but it's obviously it's from almonds, fine. But the point is, it's not the nourishing milk that raw milk is. I probably will never have milk cows or goats because snapdragons and lollipops, that means I gotta go milk something. And that doesn't sound exciting. I would love to make cheese and butter and such, and I will. But I'll just team up with a friend and let them milk them, and I'll just buy it from them, get in some kind of herd share when we get over and get settled. Right now I have no space in the refrigerator to even hold any of that. Every day you should learn something. What are you going to learn today?